right, what's going on, everybody? This is episode 4 of Women's Basketball Now here on the Hoop Central YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us again this week. I'm Hamilton Neal, and I'm joined today by Ellington Neal. And here on today's episode, we are going to be talking about Kiki Rice, the 2022 five-star guard. Going over some recruiting updates with her. We're going to talk about the top 11 list that she has. Some favorites are emerging right now. We're going to talk about some visits that she has taken as well. 3 officials already in the books. A couple more going to be set coming up here in the near future. So we're going to start by talking about that. The 3 official visits, and those have been to UCLA, Stanford, and a mystery school. We don't know what that third school is right now. There's no source right now that can confirm what that third visit is, but we are getting reports right now that there have been 3 official visits taken, and 2 of them are to Stanford and to UCLA. The Stanford visit was back just this past weekend. The UCLA visit was back in late September. So those 2 visits are down, along with another one. We don't know who that school is at this point, but again, she's taken 3 official visits. The UCLA and Stanford visits, the second and third officials. Upcoming expected visits are to Duke and to UConn. UConn has first night coming up on October 15th. First time they've had that event since 2019. Again, Duke has been in a very good position in this recruitment for quite a long time. And, some have disagreed with me on that maybe Duke isn't one of the favorites necessarily. I do feel that with the program they're building and the academic priorities that she has as well, Duke is in a very good spot. And I kind of go back to Stanford on that same line. They have top flight program. They just won the national championship, and their academics are top notch. I do view Stanford as the favorite right now. What are your thoughts?
Well, I agree about Stanford, everything you just said. The academics are high level. The program is high level as well. So those 2 things are huge factors. Duke as well could be a school that might have a chance here. They are building a good program, and we'll see how good they can be. And then UConn's been a school that has been linked for a while, and um, we'll just see how much that they can make her a priority. That is, especially if she attends the first night event.
Again, that's coming up on October the 15th. So UConn, Stanford, Duke, to me, really the 3 schools in best position right now. Those 3 are in her top 11 that was released back in 2020, along with North Carolina, Louisville, Maryland, UCLA, Arizona, Boston College, Michigan, and Yale. That top 11 has not been trimmed down since it was released, and I don't expect it to. Again, with this recruitment, a constant has been just the foggy nature of it. We don't have as much information on visits, on, favorites and all that stuff as other recruitments. And that's the thing that's made this recruitment tricky to talk about. And we haven't talked about it for such a long time because there was no information coming out. The last video that we had was in April with some very minor recruiting updates, nothing major like what's coming out right now. So obviously, coming down the stretch here, UConn is making a push. Stanford is right there. One other thing that we want to note is that a ton of schools were at Sidwell Friends, the school that Kiki Rice plays at, back in September. UConn was there, Duke, North Carolina, Louisville, Maryland, Boston College. All of those schools were there to watch the team and watch some drills and stuff. So obviously, all those schools making her a priority. But I think a lot of the buzz right now is, can UConn land that third commit for the 2022 class? They have Brady and they have Patterson committed already. And can they continue to keep that positive momentum going? It's just a matter of spots and how much room and availability that there is at UConn. Tons of guards right now. It's the deepest guard stable in the country, and I think when you're talking about recruiting here and a player like this at this caliber that's now ranked number 2 in her class, playing time is going to be something that is going to be of importance. Early playing time. I think at UConn they would be able to. They would try to make it work. Stanford's right there. Even though she'll have to go cross country, and UConn's a lot closer. Stanford has, I think, more spots. I think there's a little bit more momentum there. But again, UConn's trying to close in late, and this is what they do. This is what we've seen in the past with other recruits that they've landed. A strong closing argument. We'll see if it works out. I do feel that it will come down to UConn and Stanford.
Yeah, and the difference between those 2 schools is Stanford, you can get early playing time. If you're a freshman, you're not going to get the most playing time because you're behind experienced players. With UConn, it's very tough to get early playing time, as we know. A lot of players that have gone in there as freshmen have transferred out. I would pick Stanford.
And one more thing that I want to get across, and I know all the UConn fans watching this video are very well aware of this already. Just for context, for people that need a little bit more of a picture of what I'm talking about with UConn. Right now, we mentioned that they have a lot of guards. A lot of them are still very young. Paige Beckers, Azzi Fudd, Nika Mule is right there. She's going to get a lot of playing time coming up. Caroline Ducharme is another freshman that I think will get some minutes. And you just factor in all of those players. It's going to be Beckers and Fudd in the backcourt. Ducharme, I think, is going to push for a lot of playing time this year. I just don't see UConn being the school here. I think they come really close, but I don't favor them here. And this is one of this is one of those times where I'm going to pick against UConn in a recruitment, and I'm going to go with Stanford. I think their pitch is great.
Mm-hmm.
I think their recruiting has been outstanding. They got the number one player locked up, Lauren Betts. Or they have a really great class building, and Rice can be that final piece that can really make a huge difference for them. Because if they land her, they would have 1 and 2. They would have Betts and Rice, and that would be just an outstanding combination. Duke is that dark horse, and again, we talked about them a little bit earlier. So look at those three as the main three. We'll see what happens. This is, again, as I said earlier, been a very foggy recruitment. It's been a little confusing to pin certain pieces of information down, but we have got quite a bit here in this video. Stanford and UCLA visits, Duke, UConn, a couple of schools that are expecting to get visits. Probably first night for UConn. A Duke visit could be at any point here from now, maybe to the next month, early signing period, fall signing period opening up. So that's when we're expecting a decision from Kiki Rice, ranked second overall in the 2022 class. And that's all the time that we have for you today on this episode of Women's Basketball Now. Continue to check us out here on this YouTube channel, on Facebook, on Twitter. We've got an Instagram page that we'll have coming up very soon as well. You don't want to miss any of that. So keep it right here for all things basketball. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.